Hello, hello. Happy autumn. Welcome back. We are returning to Kuan Yin practice, and I could not be happier about it. As some of you who have been chanting with me for a long time might recall, last spring I took a hiatus because we had completed our million recitations of Guan Yin's mantras. And so we brought the practice to a close. And I was able to take this last 6 months and really just enjoy my mornings and spread out and expand and allow dreaming to happen and allow thoughts to arise and kind of wake up and ease into my day, which was really beneficial for some of the creative projects I've been working on. And at the same time, I've missed being here, and I've missed you all who chant with me, and am excited to return. So we're here, we're back, and we are going to be returning to regular daily Guan Yin practice Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And obviously, when I'm traveling and at other times, I won't be able to maintain that. But when I'm home and over the winter, for sure, we're going to be doing this. And it's because, at the end of the day, we all of us, myself included, need practices to support us. The practices that remind us who we are as people, as priestesses, as spirit workers, as, Dharma practitioners. Practice makes us better people. And I'm here for that. I'm here to make myself a better person every day. So, welcome back. And I hope that you will enjoy our return to Guan Yin practice. So, we are in the temple's month of Magu, and Magu is the Taoist Shan of immortality, health, longevity, well being. It's said that she's so old that she has seen the sea dry up and return 3 times. She is specifically herself a devotee of another immortal or Shan known as Chuangmu, the great empress of the Western Heaven. And Magu attained immortality by bringing Chuangmu a big bowl of peach and hemp wine at a festival. And Chuangmu was so pleased with this offering that she conferred immortal status on Magu. So Magu is unique in that she is an immortal made by an immortal devoted to an immortal. And I work with Magu around plant medicine, around sacred numerology, around frequency and harmonics, as well as long life, longevity, and healing. So the deck that I work with for Magu is Alana Fairchild's White Light Oracle. And it's a very esoteric deck, which I feel brings forward interesting messages that kind of stimulate the mind to work in new ways. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to draw a card today from this deck and start with a divination. And our card that came forth is the Vulva of Saith. Vulva of Saith. Saith is a Norse practice of prophecy, mediumship, and trance possession. The vulva is the sacred woman who practices Saith. And our message for this card today is your inner spiritual power can heal circumstances in your life and our world in ways greater than you realize. Journey within to gain clarity and conscious redirection of your inner energies toward what you wish to manifest. Do not try to control what is happening. Instead, work to bring positive influence to bear so that you may contribute constructively towards shaping the outcome for the greatest good. From the Norse traditions of Scandinavia comes the sorcery of Seir, the practice of cracking open an egg in order to read and shape the future. The egg is a symbol of infinite divine potential and the beginning of new life. Seir is a mysterious soothsaying or visionary practice which involves shamanic healing, divination for an appropriate pathway through times of trouble and communal strife. Through prayer, chant, and binding magic, as well as visionary practices in an altered state, all of which are supported by focused collective intention, a powerful healing takes place. The appearance of this oracle indicates that your soul talents, whatever they may be, can be of influence in the world. If you dedicate yourself to personal development for the greater good, you can contribute to the spiritual evolution of humanity. I was actually having a conversation with a sister recently about, she had mentioned something about participating in an event and whether to participate or not participate. And she was kind of focused on how many people might be in attendance and would it really be worth it for her to go. It was kind of a small event and she was more accustomed to large events. And as we talked about it, I said, well, I don't know what's the best idea for you, but what I can tell you about my own path is that for me, my primary motivation in everything I do is to honor the goddess and women with whatever it is that I'm doing. So if I go to an event, if I offer an event, if I participate in something, my primary motivation is to be of service to the goddess and her women. And then my secondary motivation is to, spread whatever message it is that I feel like I'm meant to bear in the world. So it's not really about how many people see what you're doing. And it's not really about whether or not this has like a great PR team or, you know, the reality is if you go with the intention of this, of bringing forward your skills, gifts, and talents for the sake of honoring goddess, life force, and women, there's no way to go wrong. So even if you go to an event, it's, only a few people, maybe you're reaching the exact people you're meant to. If you reach one person, you're reaching the exact people you're meant to. If you go to, you know, create something like an offering, a class, a service, a product, what is your motivation? Is it to make a name for yourself? Is it to make money? Is it to get your work out there? Or is your primary motivation that whatever it is that you're doing serves goddess life force energy on this planet and women? To me, it's pretty clear. You can't go wrong with that last motivation. No matter what else happens, you can't go wrong with that latter motivation. So often in spiritual community, I see people becoming disillusioned because they signed up for something and it promised them the stars, or they signed up for something and they felt like they didn't get their money's worth, or they went and studied with a teacher and they were really disappointed because it felt like it was a multi-level marketing scheme, or it felt like it was something that was like ego driven. And I think there is a lot of that out there. And you kind of could get mad about it. I guess I could get mad about it. I used to get mad about it. I'm not mad about it anymore because I do believe that there's something for everyone. Everyone starts somewhere. And maybe someone starting with an offering that feels a little bit misaligned, that persuades them to look for something else. Maybe if you start with something that now you might look back on and kind of cringe and go, oh my gosh, like that's what I was doing back then to where I am now. But we shouldn't be mad at ourselves or anyone else for starting somewhere. And at the same time, I do believe that one gets to a certain point in one's work, some sooner than others, where the primary motivation becomes be of sacred service to the goddess and her women, and that's it. That's the primary motivation. So let's lock in that primary motivation today with our practice. I love that this card came up. Everything that I do, I want that to always be my motivation. I think it is my motivation, but I'm always looking for the places where my ego might be tripping me up, putting a little tripwire in my path. Oh, well, if not enough people sign up, should I do it? But if even one person signs up, shouldn't I? Oh, well, maybe if it didn't get publicity or, people were putting down my offering or whatever, now I feel bad. Should I not do it? But maybe it's the exact reason I should do it. Because if there are people out there who are just getting started on their offerings and they feel discouraged, maybe they see that I courageously go forward anyway, and with that motivation, and they go, no, I can do this. We can't always know how our work will land or impact the world. We can hope, we can strive, we can, certainly hold the intention, but we can't actually know how it's going to land. That doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. So, for the benefit of the goddess and her women, let's kickstart this Kuan Yin practice today with 3 prostrations before the shrine. Welcome back. Here we go. And let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention today, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from our practice. And obviously, heavily on my mind always are those who are victims of war. And let's recite the 4 immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. And let's make our offerings. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Kuan Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Omahum. 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 Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Kuan Yin, remain until the end of samsaric existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations of Namo Guan Yin Pusa, calling upon that sense of Guan Yin that we carry within to awaken and be present in the world. Namo Guan Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa, Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. And our brief prayer for the Mani reciter of Calm. Lama dan kun shiksum lak chat salo dak ni changchut ni por chike bar gang 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 du kipa de dang der tadu tu je champo chitsin shing gusum gewe chila chiparsho jamdang ning je champo kun lang ne tu je champo dul jar gapanam lame changchut chola go pechir tu je champo trin le je parsho. Homage to the Guru and Three Jewels. From now until I reach the essence of awakening, no matter where I may be reborn in those places, may I always follow the great compassionate one and dedicate my body, speech, and mind to virtue. inspired by loving kindness and great compassion, in order to lead all Mahakarunika's followers to supreme and unsurpassable awakening, may I carry out the great compassionate one's activity. Lama dankun shiksum lakchak salo dakni changchuk nimpor chike bar gangdang gangdu kepa de dang der tadu tuje champo chatsin shing gusim gewe chala chapar sho jamdang ningje champo kulang ne tuje champo duljar gepanam lame changchuk chala go pechir tuje champo trinleje par sho. And now 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum, sending out our energies to all of those who are negatively impacted by war and all of its fallout. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks to our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lama Dechen Yeshe Wangmo. Om Sosti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungne and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of Supreme Bliss, Yeshe Wangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Kuan Yin in our hearts. Namo Guan Yin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Kuan Yin, bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher. Feels good to be back. May all beings benefit. See you tomorrow. Have a great day.